new weather video. Your host, Mouse. I want to do a quick recap on Easter storms, as I know a lot of people were out with friends and family, probably you as well. And I also want to talk about what else we have to deal with, which I know a lot of us are just like, I hope it's not more storms. But credit's going to go to the National Weather Service in these next couple of slides, because they're the ones that did survey that damage back on Easter Sunday. So let's get started. This was mainly on the Illinois side. The first one was in Waterloo, Illinois. They found an EF1 tornado. Now, these reports are preliminary, so just know they haven't released the official information on their website, but this is what they did post early last week. They found this damage in this area, as well as Baldwin, Illinois, as you can see there, and also Columbia, Illinois, which you can see the small track, but that's the reason why we tell you during a tornado warning to get in your safe place. Play it safe rather than sorry is what Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton says here in St. Louis, right? So it's always great to get down in the basement, especially because a tornado can touch down at any moment. Now, of course, there was another one that we have to talk about out in Callaway County, Missouri. This was a stronger one. It's just outside of the St. Louis area in New Bloomsfield, but you can see the damage that it caused on the right portion of your screen. Not ideal for Easter Sunday, but at least you got in your safe spot if you were under a tornado warning on Easter. Now, today is April 27th, and I know you're like, Alvin, what's so special about April 27th? I know it's April 27th. But we got to think back to this. April 27, 2011. I know these images look pretty familiar, and it's hard to talk about. I promise. I don't want to talk about this in depth every single time because it's hard for a lot of families that lost their loved ones. And this was back in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where you can see this powerful EF4 tornado was what it was on this day. Now, the graphic I'm about to show you comes from our National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi. You can see the images on your screen show you radar loop on this day. Credit goes to them because this was also another big National Weather Service building on this day that was saving as many lives as they possibly could. And you can see this wasn't your quasi-linear convective system back on this day. These were supercells, your classic supercells you see in Kansas and Oklahoma, but instead in Mississippi and Alabama, which does occur a little bit often than Missouri and Illinois, but this was the killer. You had higher end tornadoes, EF4, EF5 tornadoes that we dealt with, and yes, it is very rare that you can see on your screen. Now, of course, this explains the importance of NOAA weather radios, and I know hundreds of people lost their lives, and I believe the NOAA weather radio could have saved even more lives. So if you have one even today, we don't have to worry about that kind of weather. You definitely want to replace your batteries on them because you never know when an event like that will happen again. And of course, I'll let you know the next time we have severe weather. But that was a generational outbreak, so something we won't see in that area for a very long time. Replace the batteries on them. Alerts do come immediately. Other resources are your phone. But remember, your phone can die unless you're someone that always charges your phone. Then definitely get yourself a NOAA weather radio. I promise you, they save lives. Even on a day we don't think there's going to be severe weather, what happens if there's a tornado warning at the middle of the night? That's why our National Weather Service is there 24/7, because you never know what can happen. You definitely want to have multiple ways to receive warnings. I talk about it in all my videos, but it's because I want a life to be saved this year, and one life after another is going to be saved because of this NOAA weather radio. So get it from Midland, USA to keep your family safe during the 2025 severe weather season. Now, I do want to move on and talk about what's next, what else we have to deal with. And on Monday, the severe threat is focused in Minnesota, parts of Wisconsin and Iowa. You can see the enhanced risk that stretches into parts of Kansas City, and you're like, okay, Alvin, this isn't for St. Louis, so what do we have to worry about? You can see we are covered under a marginal risk, and we do have to monitor early Tuesday morning to see if there's any redevelopment from the remnants of these storms up north. And yes, the focus will be up to the north. I'm not worried about that getting into the St. Louis area, but we'll worry about more heading into early Tuesday morning to see if we get any redevelopment that could cause some stronger storms. And if that does happen, that would be a great thing for us. For once, we have something great to talk about when it comes to severe weather, because any morning storms on Tuesday morning could actually push the severe weather threat further down to the south. So you can only hope that happens Tuesday getting into the 29th, that the threat is pushed down a little bit to the south if we have morning storms. Definitely, like I said, NOAA Weather Radio would be great to have on a day where even though the severe threat is very low and concentrated, especially in parts of southeastern Missouri and southern Illinois, even in St. Louis, I want you to have those ways to receive warnings just in case something changes. And of course, I'll have an update over on X this afternoon so you know what to expect. Now, of course, looking at those temperature trends over the next couple of weeks, this came out on April 26th. They didn't release the latest one when I was recording this green screen forecast, but it shows you still lots of consistency of above average temperatures, especially all the way up in the northern part of the U.S., which is not something you see often. Explains the reason why this area of the U.S., Minnesota, Wisconsin, are going to be dealing with strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow. But then the rest of us, there are a couple of areas that see near normal temperatures. That tries to cover parts of Missouri and Illinois, as our normal highs are getting in the lower 70s. So expect some days a little bit higher than that as well. So even in the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, you see that consistency of above average temperatures. I'll let you know if that changes. Right now, we're thinking in this period some below average precip will be favored, but it flip flops frequently in their updates. Before you know it, I could be talking about above average precip. So something to keep an eye on, and just know that doesn't mean that we aren't going to see rain, because we will at least see more rain and, of course, storms over the next couple of days and, of course, the months to come. So that was your recap of Easter storms, looking at April 27, 2011, and that significance and the people that lost their lives on that day, and the importance of having a NOAA weather radio. Hopefully, a day like that, and that small recap I did explains why you should have a NOAA weather radio to keep your family safe during what will be peak severe weather season getting into this May. So download X, follow me over on X, Instagram, Threads for those updates. Of course, if anything changes, or if there's anything urgent that I need to bring you, or let's say I can't upload a green screen forecast, I'll definitely bring you that video from wherever I am so that you can get updates. And I also do reposts from our wonderful friends at the National Weather Service that have been working very tirelessly to keep people safe and, of course, save as many lives as possible, which is the goal for this year. But until then, I'll see you over on X for my outdoor weather report.